OpenAI is in serious trouble, and given the news that just came out, I seriously doubt they'll be able to pull off their IPO smoothly. They'd need to manufacture some absolutely insane hype to make it work. Let me show you what's actually happening. Then I'll tell you what I think it means.
The OpenAI paradox: $122 billion raised, zero buyers for $600 million in shares. Let's talk about the most paradoxical story in AI finance right now. No intros, just the data. 3 weeks ago, OpenAI raised the biggest check in venture history. Today, $600 million in their shares have zero buyers. This creates a standoff that tells us everything we need to know about where AI investment really stands. On the primary market, the headline screamed, OpenAI secured a massive $122 billion valuation, the largest venture check in history. But look at the secondary market, where existing employees and early investors try to sell. $600 million worth of shares are just sitting there. No bids, zero buyers. So what are secondary markets? And why is this particular standstill such a powerful signal? The secondary market is where insiders get liquidity before an IPO. It's where smart money goes to either quietly increase their holdings or, critically, to get out. Think of it as a silent vote of confidence. When institutional buyers and people closest to the company want to sell, and no one is buying, it's a red flag. The lack of buyers for $500 million in shares suggests internal hesitation. The people who know the true financial health are struggling to liquidate at these valuations. But this story gets even more dramatic when you look at OpenAI's closest competitor, Anthropic. While OpenAI shares sit unsold, institutional money is flooding into Anthropic, pouring over $20 billion into the company. They are doing this at a staggering 50% premium to Anthropic's last valuation. It's a clear move away from OpenAI and toward its rival. This is the insight. We are seeing a massive divergence between market hype and actual investor conviction. The public narrative surrounding AI remains euphoric, but the people who actually underwrite these companies are making cold, calculated moves that tell a different story. The people closest to the actual burn rates, the profitability paths, and the operational realities are quietly repositioning their chips. They are voting against the hype, attempting to exit before the public circus of a potential IPO fully begins. This contrast, the record primary raise versus the secondary market standstill, is the real measure of skepticism in AI. Public hype is one thing, but private action, where real money is at stake, reveals true conviction or lack thereof. The trillion-dollar IPO might still happen, but the people closest to the numbers are already voting against it.
So look, it really does seem like OpenAI has deep problems and they're going to keep bleeding. Now, this is not the end of AI. Let me be clear about that. But what it tells us is that Anthropic is stepping up to take the lead. At least at this stage, Anthropic looks more like the real frontrunner. But we can't ignore Google because honestly, Google is the secret leader in this whole story. Google will succeed where others can't, where no other company can reach. They're going into science. They're probably already deep into it. And when their research comes out, it will be on a completely different level from what we're dealing with today, because what Google is doing is far more serious. Google has everything assembled: massive compute, massive cash reserves, and a business that can fuel all of it. They've gathered absolute geniuses in AI. Just look at Demis Hassabis. The man is simply today's genius, a Nobel laureate. And considering he's from England, this feels like the second coming of the Industrial Revolution. Back then it was Sir Isaac Newton. Today, I'd say it's Sir Demis Hassabis. But here's the beautiful part. Unlike Newton, Hassabis will actually get to enjoy the fruits of his scientific breakthroughs. The rest of us, startups, other AI companies, will be building businesses on top of this. And of course, we'll all be watching in awe at what they're doing. Their goal to decode the simplest model of a cell. I mean, who could be against that? I want that to exist because it would make our medicine 100 times more effective. I wish you a productive week. See you in the next video.